Senator Ricketts. Excuse me, Senator Padilla. Just had Senator Ricketts, yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I mean, people confuse us all the time.
Right.
It's understandable.
I think it's the accents. Yeah.
Well, appreciated, Mr. Telle, in our meeting that you're tracking the proposed $1 billion cut to the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund. As you may know, the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach are the busiest ports in the Western Hemisphere, receiving 40% of the nation's imports. There's other ports along the coast of California, but those two alone account for 40%. They're also considered donor ports, which generate nearly half the revenue into the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund, but receive only a small fraction in return. Now, Congress directed the court to ensure more equitable distribution of the trust funds in the 2020 WRDA, and finally, in the fiscal year 24 work plan, funding was made available. Can you provide, Mr. Telle, some assurances that that the HMTF obligations defined under WRDA 2020 will continue to be met this year and going forward, again, in that more equitable fashion?
Senator Padilla, thank you for the question, and you've identified an issue here that is important. The Congress and the executive branch have had debates, and the Congress has weighed in heavily on how revenues related to the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund are collected and expended. And Congress did recently enact a provision, as you referenced, that says for ports like the ones in your state, which have significant traffic but fewer dredging needs, that they have the ability to use Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund revenue and expenditures on non-traditional depth and width projects which help facilitate commerce in areas of a port where the Corps of Engineers hasn't traditionally worked. So I intend to follow the law in this regard, and certainly look forward to working with you on how the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund is managed.
And I very much appreciate your answer in regards to following the law, as current law is following the directions as set by Congress. And I hate to even have to ask, but you know as well as I do what we've been through the last 4 months, where despite congressional action and not just authorization, but appropriations, we're dealing with an administration that sometimes thinks they know better and directs departments and agencies to do different. And so I believe you when you say you will stick to the letter of the law, and look forward to following up with you to ensure that, and on specific projects. Speaking of specific projects, the Los Angeles County Drainage Area Project is a dynamic flood conveyance system that provides flood risk benefits to the 10 million people living in Los Angeles County, and frankly, a larger number of people if you look at the greater metropolitan area. However, the Corps-owned and maintained portion of the system has a significant backlog of maintenance. Nothing new. You referenced the general dynamic earlier, which leaves the entire system vulnerable to extreme weather events. Now, the Corps' annual budget cannot keep up. It's not even coming close. And as a result, the County of Los Angeles Department of Public Works is currently engaged with the Corps to transfer some of the Corps-maintained sections of the system to ensure the long-term viability and safety of the critical system. Been working on this for a couple of years. Now, given the Corps' $100 billion backlog of authorized but unfunded projects, I'm encouraged when I see partners like Los Angeles County willing to step up and work together to address the challenges. As a member of this committee, I was proud to support provisions in WRDA's 2022 and 2024 to help address the operational efficiencies of the LA County drainage area system. So all that to be being said, my question is to have your commitment to work with me in Los Angeles County to ensure the seamless transfer of those assets to the county as has been agreed to.
Senator Padilla, thank you for your advocacy for this. As a general principle, I agree with the notion that federal responsibilities, to the degree that a state or locality has the capacity to deal with an issue or to operate a facility, we ought to be pushing authority and responsibilities and the fiscal burden to the local entity, because they understand the needs of their citizens much better than we can here in Washington. And so in general, I agree with you on that principle. I don't have the details in terms of how this could affect the system of systems that is the California water system. I'd like to take a look at that, but I commit to taking a look at that and working with you on this to make sure that we get it right for the citizens of your state and, of course, the surrounding states in the West who all share water resources in a very careful manner.
Great. No, I share the rank and file and career professionals at the Corps have agreed this makes sense. We're in the process of doing it. It's been agreed to, and hope that we seamlessly continue and finish the transfer process. A couple of other questions I'd love to ask. My time is up, so we'll submit questions to the record.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, I'll take over for the chair while she's voting. So, Senator Wicker.
Thank you, and very ably done.